is Ian Batemen. I'm Professor of Environmental Economics at the Land, Environment, Economics and Policy Institute at the University of Exeter Business School. It's been my great pleasure and privilege to serve on the Natural Capital Committee since it was set up. And in this brief film, I'd like to give you an overview of the timeline of the legacy that the committee has delivered. One place that you could start that timeline with is the UK National Ecosystem Assessment carried out by the Department of Environment and a very large team of academics from across the country, and indeed informed with experts from across the world. The outcomes of the UK NEA played a major role in shaping the 2011 Natural Environment White Paper. This has had very long-term consequences in terms of reshaping environmental policy in the UK, in particular through the government's commitment at that point to be the first generation to leave the natural environment in a better state than it inherited. But the White Paper also saw the establishment of a new body, the world's first Natural Capital Committee, reporting directly to HM Treasury and housed within the Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. This reflected an acknowledgement that the degradation of natural capital was first and foremost an economic problem and needed an economic solution. The NCC's first State of Natural Capital report appeared in 2013 and has been an annual feature of the committee ever since. A particularly important report was the 2015 annual report, which set out two key recommendations. And the first, and probably foremost, is the NCC recommendation that the government should undertake a 25-year environment plan to begin the restoration of the UK's degraded natural capital. The report also called for major changes to the Treasury Green Book, the guidelines for public spending in the UK. We were delighted with the response from the government. There was a full agreement to undertake a 25-year plan, and also Treasury came back with a very positive invitation to start a working group with the NCC looking towards revising those Green Book rules. This year also saw very widespread support from all major political parties for the concept of a 25-year environment plan. Indeed, all these parties included it in their election manifesto of that year. However, the next year saw the Brexit referendum, and one of the perhaps least contentious things that you can say about Brexit is that it diverted an extraordinary amount of parliamentary and government time, and therefore in the following year the NCC gave a polite nudge to government about moving forward on its plans for a 25-year environment plan. This was well received. The government recommitted to the plan, and indeed afterwards invited the NCC to draw up recommendations and advice for the 25-year plan, which went to the Secretary of State and were very positively received and incorporated subsequently. The following year saw the publication of the outcome of that working group between HM Treasury and the NCC with a revised Green Book, changing the rules with regard to natural capital incorporation within decision making in the UK. The middle of that year saw the launch of the 25-year plan by the Prime Minister, And we were delighted to see that almost all of the recommendations that the NCC had put forward were included within the 25-year plan. Those recommendations have also been extended within recent legislation. So, for example, the need to consider the principles of public money going towards public goods underpin the agricultural bill. And indeed, the advice that we gave on the natural environment and bringing natural capital into decision making forms the basis of much of the Environment Bill. Recent work has covered a huge array of areas. For example, our advice on net zero through land use change. It's been an array of very positive engagement between the NCC and a number of administrations now, and I think we're very pleased of the legacy that the Natural Capital Committee leaves for government and its agencies going into the future.